Stories on the Brain. I'm Jason, and today we're heading straight into the heart of volcanic chaos with a spoiler review of the 1997 disaster thriller Dante's Peak. Directed by Roger Donaldson, this film stars Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton. In this video, we'll navigate through the tension-filled moments, the awe-inspiring special effects, and the human drama that make Dante's Peak a gripping watch. Remember, this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, hit pause, watch it, and then come back so we can experience the eruption together. Let's get started. Now let's see how it did in the box office. Dante's Peak opened in theaters on February 7th, 1997 with a budget of $116 million. In its 7-week theatrical run, it earned $67.1 million domestically and $111 million internationally, bringing its total to $178.1 million worldwide. Its opening weekend, it brought in $18.4 million, finishing number 2 in the box office, only behind the 1997 special edition of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Its final week in theaters, Dante's Peak brought in $1.2 million while still being shown in over 1,000 theaters, finishing its box office run at number 16. Let's get into the plot. In 1993, USGS volcanologist Harry Dalton and his partner turned fiancée Marianne attempt to escape an ongoing eruption in Colombia. As they venture out, a lava bomb smashes through the roof of the truck, killing Marianne. 4 years later, despite the trauma he suffered in the course of his employment, Harry is indifferently assigned by his superior, Dr. Paul Dreyfus, to investigate seismic activity near the town of Dante's Peak, Washington, a town that borders the stratovolcano. Harry arrives and meets Mayor Rachel Wando with her children Graham and Lauren. Rachel offers to take Harry with them as they see her former mother-in-law Ruth, an elderly hermit who lives near the lake at the base of the volcano. While exploring, they find dead trees, dead squirrels, and two people boiled to death in a hot spring. Harry manages to stop Graham from jumping into the spring upon seeing the bodies. Harry instructs Paul bring a USGS team monitor the volcano, but their initial survey finds no indications of volcanic activity. Paul advises against Harry putting the town on alert. Still, Harry tries to convince Rachel to prepare for disaster while developing a relationship with her and the children. One day, Harry and his co-worker Terry examine the summit's crater until a rock slide traps Terry, causing him to suffer a broken leg. Both men are rescued by helicopter. Days go by, showing no sign of threat or activity. Paul decides that no danger is imminent, and the USGS team begins preparing to leave. When Harry goes to say goodbye to Rachel, they discover that the town's water supply has been contaminated with sulfur dioxide. The next morning, seismic readings and sulfur levels rise dramatically. Finally convinced that the volcano will erupt, and with the National Guard unavailable until the next day, Paul gives Harry permission to put the town on alert. As a town meeting takes place at the high school, an earthquake strikes and the eruption begins. Harry and Rachel go to retrieve the children, only to discover that they have gone to get Ruth, who refused to leave her home. Just as they reach Ruth and the children, a lava flow engulfs Ruth's cabin and destroys the vehicle both parties used to get there. The five flee across the lake in a motorboat, but the boat just stops just meters from the shore due to the sulfur-containing volcanic gases reacting with the lake water to make sulfuric acid, which destroys the motor and rapidly corrodes the boat's steel hull, sinking it. Ruth jumps out of the boat to help it to shore, suffering severe chemical burns that eventually prove fatal. Harry and the Wandos take a Forest Service Ranger's truck to continue down the mountain and save Ruth's dog Ruffy as they cross a lava flow. Meanwhile, the National Guard helps remaining townspeople and the USGS team evacuate. As they leave, a lahar created by the melting ice break the upstream dam. While the rest of the team get the cross, Paul and his fan fail to clear the bridge before it gets washed away by the flood, throwing Paul overboard to his death. Harry and the Wandos arrive at the remains of the town. Harry retrieves a distress radio beacon from the USGS workshop and learns that the volcano is due for one last eruption. Moments later, the volcano undergoes a cataclysmic lateral burst, triggering a pyroclastic flow which obliterates everything in its path within seconds. No way out of the town, Harry and the Wandos reach an abandoned mine where Graham likes to hang out. The USGS team watching the eruption from afar presumes Harry to be dead. Inside the mine, Harry realizes he left the beacon in the truck, and he goes back for it after shocks causes rocks to fall. Harry suffers a broken arm and is trapped in the truck, but is able to activate the beacon. Days later, Harry notices that the beacon has been activated and the USGS dispatches search and rescue teams. Harry and the Wandos are freed from the mine, reunited with Harry's team, and airlifted out by helicopter. As the credits roll, the camera pans over the obliterated town and turns to the volcano with its upper half now reduced to a Mount St. Helens-like volcanic crater. Now let's check out the cast and some of the other roles they've had. Pierce Brosnan as Harry Dalton. Other roles for Pierce Brosnan include James Bond from 1995 to 2002 in the James Bond films, King Arthur in The Quest for Camelot, and Dr. Fate in Black Adam. Linda Hamilton as Rachel Wando. Other roles for Linda Hamilton include Sarah Connor in the Terminator franchise, Mary Elizabeth Bartowski in the TV show Chuck, and Ruby Sanford in The Secret Life of Girls. Charles Hallahan as Paul Dreyfus. Before his passing in November of 1997, other roles for Charles Hallahan include General Thomas Williams in the TV show Jag, Angus in The Pest, and Jennifer Sarlo in Executive Decision. Grant Heslov as Greg. Other roles for Grant Heslov include Arpid in The Scorpion King, Lenny in Enemy of the State, and Saul Keller in Leatherheads. Kurt Trutner as Terry. Other roles for Kurt Trutner include the deli guy in Must Love Dogs, the hippie scientist in The Medallion, and Cameron in the TV show Earth 2. Elizabeth Hoffman as Ruth. Before her passing in August of 2023, other roles for Elizabeth Hoffman include Bee in the TV show Sisters, Judge Mary Russell in the TV show Matlock, and Miss Mason in the TV show Little House on the Prairie. Dante's Peak was her final film. Jeremy Foley as Graham Wando. Other roles for Jeremy Foley include Nick Carraway in Action News 5, Oliver in Blink, and Griffin Lowe in the TV show Caitlin's Way. Jamie Renee Smith as Lauren Wando. Other roles for Jamie Renee Smith include Tara Westover in MVP Most Valuable Primate, Elizabeth Robinson in the new Swiss Family Robinson, and Blair Code in the TV show Ask Harriet. Arabella Field as Nancy. Other roles for Arabella Field include Nancy Pelosi in 1998's Godzilla, Abigail Secretary in National Treasure, and Lucy in Paperman. Zai Ma as Stan. Other roles for Zai Ma include Salon Han in the Rush Hour franchise, Pang in Million Dollar Arm, and Yin Chen in the TV show Kung Fu. Lee Garlington as Dr. Jane Fox. Other roles for Lee Garlington include Mary Pat Foley in The Sum of All Fears, Vice Principal Bernard in The Hot Chick, and Brenda Baxworth in the TV show Everwood. Bill Boliander as Sheriff Turner. Other roles for Bill Boliander include Elmo Blatch in The Shawshank Redemption, Captain Skipper Ross in the TV show Jag, and Ben in The Looking Glass. Peter Jason as Norman Gates. Other roles for Peter Jason include Colin Stapleton in the TV show Deadwood, Sergeant Dornan in the Fallout 2 video game, and Senator Sherwood in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Hansford Rowe as Warren Cluster. Before his passing in September of 2017, other roles for Hansford Rowe include Mr. Cohn in the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm, Albert LePen in the TV show The Office, and Bishop Donnelly in The Perfect Family. Christopher Murray as the helicopter pilot. Other roles for Christopher Murray include Whitaker in Leprechaun Back to the Hood, Special Agent Ludwig in Crossing Over, and Dean Rivers in the TV show Zoe 101. Walker Brandt as Marianne. Other roles for Walker Brandt include June Buckingham in The Calling, Sarah in Malevolence, and Amy Farland in the TV show Die Gang. This is honestly a top tier disaster movie. Great acting all around, great story, beautifully written, and beautifully shot. Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton have such good chemistry together. Well, great chemistry, I should say. While this and Volcano came out just months apart, I think I like Dante's Peak just a little bit more. First time I saw this movie and Ruth essentially sacrificed herself to save Harry, Rachel, and her grandkids. It both scared me but also made me love her character even more because while she may have been too stubborn to leave, she knew something had to happen to save her grandchildren. I would honestly recommend watching this over Volcano, mainly due to the chemistry between the leads. Also, the Wilhelm scream wasn't something I expected to hear in this movie, but its placement is absolutely perfect. Now let's see what fun facts and trivia there are about this movie. Cast and crew of this movie found themselves in a distribution race with 20th Century Fox, which was producing Volcano at the same time. Due to a sped up production schedule, this movie reached theaters almost 3 months earlier than Volcano and had better box office success. Volcanic ash was really fine newspaper shavings. All crater scenes were shot at Mount St. Helens. Most of the film's exterior were shot in Wallace, Idaho. Dante's Peak and surrounding scenery were then digitally added, according to director Roger Donaldson on the DVD commentary. Camera Pierce Brosnan uses when he first investigates the volcano surrounding is Brosnan's own. Roger Donaldson was attracted to the project, having once been a geology student. Michael Douglas was originally set to play the lead. Kurt Russell was also considered for the role of Harry Dalton, and the main volcanic eruption doesn't occur until 53 minutes into the movie. And that's a wrap on our explosive review of Dante's Peak. I hope you enjoyed this spoiler-filled journey through one of the most intense disaster films of the 90s. If you have any thoughts, favorite scenes, or theories about the movie, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing your insights. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest reviews. Also click the bell icon to get notified every time we upload new content. Thanks for watching Movies on the Brain. I'm Jason and I'll see you in the next review. Stay curious, movie lovers.